Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to do a bezel swap. I have a client who wants to buy a Big Bang all black like this one, but he wants to be able to customize the bezel. So I got him this bezel and another one, and we're just going to do a swap here and I will show you how I do it. So first, I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. Before we get started, let's talk about the tool. I've mentioned in other videos you can use, any aftermarket tool, especially for changing the straps. But I would argue, especially for the bezel, you really want to buy the one from an Hublot boutique because this tip is made of titanium and it's a little more dull, so you're less likely to scratch up these screws. And I would say for the bezel, it's a little more important because you want to make sure everything looks clean. And so I would rather spend the 115 bucks one time on this and have it forever than use cheap tools and have to replace screws here and there and maybe scratch the bezel or maybe scratch the plates down here. So I prefer to use the actual one from Hublot. So the way I do it, and this is going to be a little bit awkward on camera, but I'm going to try my best, is other people will use tape around it. I use my finger. So actually, I'll press my thumb up against where I'm going to unscrew. And that way I ensure that I don't slip. So you'll see it pressed against, and now we're just going to loosen it up just a little bit. So I loosen it up until I just see the screw coming out a bit, and then I'm going to move on to the one across from it. I want to make sure that everything on here comes out even so you don't accidentally crack the crystal or have anything come out of place. And you'll notice, especially, when a watch is more than a few years old, which most of these are, it's a little bit tough at first to get these screws to move because it's not like straps where you change the straps all the time, right? With these bezel screws, let's say this watch was from 2018, 7 years ago. This might be the first time these screws have come out. Cool. So we got 1, 2, 3. Now we'll go across to here. And again, the reason why I'm using my thumb, just to, explain even more, is I'm actually pressing against my thumb or bracing against my thumb with the screwdriver. So if I do happen to slip, which doesn't happen often anymore, but if I do happen to slip, it slips into my thumb. Whereas if I'm applying pressure the other way, I can put the screwdriver into the crystal and scratch the crystal. So I like to just brace against my thumb for basically everything that I'm doing on these. And what's more impressive is doing this on camera because I'm so far away from how I usually do this. I usually do it, closer to the table, but we got a camera in the way. So that one's out. Just 2 more to go. We got the 6 down here. Perfect. The 6 came out super fast. That one was actually, seemed a little bit loose compared to the others. And then we now have the 12. Also easy. So now that we're on the last one, we'll bring this all the way out. Once you hear a little bit of a pop, it's ready. So we got the 12 here, and you can't see this very well. Well, I'll just put it here. You got the 12 here, but I like to keep the screws exactly where they are because you never know if there's differences. Now we'll go to this other one. We'll basically go in reverse order. Perfect, we got the 6. We'll go to, go to the 2, that's out. Now we'll go to the 8. I apologize if you guys can't see everything. Almost there. Now we'll go to the 10 up here. Perfect. And then finally, this would be the 4. Cool. We're ready to just lift it up. And that is what it looks like without a bezel. So exciting, right? So now, I'll put this other bezel here. And this is what the watch will look like. It's pretty cool. Kind of a two-tone almost. It's actually very cool now that I'm seeing it. It's just a little different. So just a little different than the black. It's almost like a very dark gray. So let's get into it. Just gonna make sure this hole is aligned. And also, to be totally fair and realistic, a lot of you guys probably won't want to do this on your own. Just go to Hublot and have them do it. Or, you know, if you have a local watchmaker, they can do this pretty easily too. So just putting that in there a little bit. I didn't tighten it at all. We're not going to tighten everything until the end because we want everything to be exact. I didn't learn this from a watchmaker. I just learned this from my dad when I was little, putting random stuff together, and also did a little bit of construction work, like rebuilding houses for a dentist, and also putting together IKEA furniture in New York. So, fun stuff. The screw doesn't seem to be on. There we go. It was just my finger. And see, that's another reason why you don't want to tighten these. Because you see that, how I can move that bezel back and forth like a few millimeters? You want to keep it loose so that you get all these screws in. I'm seeing some resistance there. I'm going to come back to that one actually. We'll come back till the end. Oh, it's because, I think it's because I took, see, that was a different screw. There we go. Something I'm noticing, or I think I've noticed this before, I just forgot because it's been so long, is I believe, hopefully you can see this on camera, look at these two screws. One is longer than the other, right? So that is another reason why you want to keep the screws exactly where they are. I think that screw I just put in there at 4 was too long. And so that's why I felt just a little bit of resistance. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna back it out. So yeah, that's why you want to keep the screws exactly where they are, right? So let's put another short one here. And then I think we'll be left with the long ones. Or you know what? That one goes here. Yeah. So, apologize guys, it's hard to concentrate and make sure that you're on the camera. Okay, that one's in. Then we just have this one here. This is another one where I think, sorry, let me do something real quick, guys. I just realized I got two mixed up. Okay, so this one needs to go here, the shorter one. There we go. And then we have this long one here. Now we're in the right spot. So again, I tried to put the screws exactly where they were on this Hublot papers box, and I still messed it up. So even more of a reason to learn from my mistakes of putting the screws exactly where they are. But anyway, I'm not going to tighten them on video because this is already a 13-minute video. But basically you would go in order of just tightening them up. Don't over tighten so that you make it impossible to get out, but make sure it's pretty snug, right? This is how it's going to look when it's done. And I think this is a really cool piece. I love the difference in the bezel. It's just a little bit different color. Almost like an ice bang, right? With the ceramic and the tantalum. So, or no, ceramic and tungsten, sorry. So very cool piece. Let me know if you guys are interested in more videos like this. And as always, if you need to source anything, doesn't matter if it's an Hublot, an AP, a Rolex, a Patek, I can get just about any watch in under a week. So DM me on Instagram at Hublot Haven Miami, and we'll talk there.